Street Champs, come get put on. Today we're in here with a very special guest, 2/3 of Red Stage. How you guys doing today?
Fantastic. What's up, fellas?
Doing the damn thing, man.
Yeah.
Glad to have you guys in.
Right on. We're happy to be here.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Hell yeah. So, Red Sage, you guys just came from a festival, right?
Yeah, we're at Rise and Vibe Festival at Tico Time down in Aztec, New Mexico. Just a little bit south of Durango. It was like 40 minutes south of Durango, something like that.
Yeah, something that far.
Yeah. It's last night was like just super chill vibes, like maybe like 60 people or something like that. Being that it's a Thursday night, you know, most people aren't going to drive down for a festival, so it was just all acoustic music. And today everything's kicking off down there. Mostly female artists today, which is pretty awesome. I'm a little bit bummed that we're missing out on Natalie Rise tonight. And shout out to Amanda Julene, also from Denver. She's a badass. And yeah, and then tomorrow we're playing with Fortunate Youth and Cashed Out down there.
Fire.
Yeah.
Moving around.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Sorry, I kind of fucked it up. Jordan
Yes, sir.
and Aaron.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, for the people that don't know. What's the third member of the band we're missing?
Nick.
Nick.
Yep, on the bass.
All right. Nice. Yeah, shout out Natalie Rise. I'm actually interviewing her tomorrow, too.
Awesome.
Yeah, hopefully that's going to
Very cool.
pan
Is she
out.
at Bruce tomorrow night?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
With her opener, I think his name's Mallory or Melanie or some shit like
Oh, yeah. Shit, now I can't remember. It's Minori
that.
song.
Yeah, Minori. Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's a hard name. She's from Jamaica. Shout out them.
Yeah, big ups.
All right, so
Natalie Rise is actually from New Zealand. I'm just going to correct that.
no, her opener is from Jamaica.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are you guys from?
I'm from Pueblo.
I'm from Zacatecas, Mexico, but I'm Pueblo. I'm from Pueblo.
Nice.
I've been out here most of my life. I only was out in Mexico for about maybe 7 years. And then I've been in Colorado for a good 17 years, I think, now. And I've just lived in Pueblo. Now I've traveled out, like, up north and stuff for work. And now I'm in Colorado Springs, so it's pretty good. I like it out here.
Yeah. I didn't even notice your Mexican accent until you started talking.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, like you do like,
I mean, isn't that how that works, sort of?
like no, I guess yeah. Yeah, it's true. But like instead of you started talking more, like we were talking before this.
Yeah, for sure.
For a little bit.
For sure.
Damn.
Might be the headphones now that you got it in your ear too.
That makes sense.
Hear me
Yeah.
clearly now.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah, bro.
How did you guys meet?
We've known each other for...
I honestly don't even know how I met this guy.
Yeah.
We've just been hanging out. Nah, we've met through the skate parks and stuff. We were skating and whatever. I mean, like maybe 4 years ago. But we recently just connected through music through this other band, Weege. And then we just both liked our work ethic. And then we just put it together. And here we are now.
I've been watching this homie play since whatever. It's been at least at least 6 years, I guess, since we've like
Definitely.
actually been talking. But you know, he's still young as fuck, and I've been playing all around Colorado for close to 10 years now, and he's been hitting me up trying to jam for a long time, and I've noticed him grinding and just, you know, putting the work in, trying to make a name for himself and being at all the shows, like seeing his face constantly over and over again. You know, it let me know he was dedicated to it. And recently, back in May, had a little bit of a falling out with the previous lineup that I had in my band, and guitar player quit right before we were actually supposed to go and play the festival that we're at this weekend, so we had to cancel like the week before. And then the bass player I had also just kind of stopped responding to everything, and my drummer that I had is hands down the best player I've ever worked with, and unfortunately he's just so good that everybody wants to work with him, so everyone's offering him like major money to go on tour or just to play a show here and there, go in the recording studio. So shout out to Khalil Brown, one of my favorite human beings. He's in, you know, there was no like animosity between myself or any of the other bandmates. They just, you know, life happens. Sometimes people decide that this just isn't what they want to do. For most people, I think they really glamorize the tour life, and then you get on the road and you realize it's like, it's work. Like this isn't, you know, it's not all fun and play. You're driving a lot of times, like for instance, this weekend, we're driving 7 hours to go play a hour long set last night. And then we drive 5 hours back here to go play an hour's set tonight. Now we're driving 5 hours back tonight to go play an hour set tomorrow. So it's like, you know, you're putting in a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of hours just to have that small blip of like your moment, you know? And that's something I think a lot of artists don't necessarily talk about or express that much, because it's like it's kind of a part of that mirage that goes on from the outside. You know, you're putting this show together and you want the crowd to have this amazing experience for the 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or hour that they're going to experience you. And so it's like, you know, there's all these moving pieces that are going on behind the scenes that everybody on the outside just has no clue is like mind numbing. It's brain melting to put a show together and to keep track of all the moving pieces. And I've self-managed this band for 10 years as well, so it's exhausting to try to keep up with everything. But when this homie hit me up, really it was like almost like back in May when that was happening.
Yeah.
You were saying like, you know, if you need a keyboard player, I'm available. And I've been up until then for the last 2 years I was on keyboards. I've flipped on and off from guitar to keyboards. I initially taught myself keyboard because I couldn't find a keyboard player, so I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna play keyboards. I'll find a guitar player. Wow. And I'm just gonna play keys and sing. And I did that on and off over the last 10 years. And now I just decided I'm going back to guitar. I'll wait until I find the right keyboard player, because I hate not being able to move around on stage. So
It's the vibe. It's part of the vibe.
yeah, for sure. Being able to work the crowd and like get down in people's faces and connect with them, like it changes everything. And yeah, so this homie hit me up about keys, and I was gonna bring him in on keys, and then I quickly realized that, you know, everyone was kind of parting ways. And then I got asked to go play with Weege in July in Wyoming at a festival, and we were actually set to play with a different drummer. And it wasn't until literally the week before the festival they were like, let's bring Aaron in because he's available and the kid wants to work. And he was also in the studio hanging out while a lot of that stuff was being recorded, so he already knew the songs, and he picked it up with the week, you know. And we went out and handled it like a boss, and I was impressed by his work ethic, by his chops. Man, I was on stage with you, and I was like, oh yeah, this kid can do it. Like, so immediately I was like, come play drums with me. And
How many members have you lost throughout the years?
Oh, dude, I honestly I don't even know where to begin. I couldn't even begin to tell you.
Just Red Sage.
Just Red Sage.
Yeah.
This is at least the like what's funny too is I've had members in the past that have come back in and they'll play with me again for a little bit, and then they realize like, okay, I really do want to go do something else. And that's what just happened recently with the bass player that I just let go. He was actually on guitar before for me for a while. So it's like it's kind of hard to keep track. You know, I've probably had at least in Red Sage I've gone through 4 different drummers. I've had really only 3 different guitar players, because other than that I've pretty much played guitar most of the time. There was even a period of time where I had keyboards set up and I would play my guitar and switch between a bubble on the keyboard and then go to like solo on the guitar and then go back. And
Jesus Christ,
That's a working man.
it is too much to keep track of on stage, and then you're trying to remember lyrics too, and it's like, where am I playing the keyboard, where am I playing the guitar, when's my singing start, when does it stop, like where does it's a lot. And there were times it's like I'm ending a solo on the piano going straight back to the guitar. And so anyway, I'm trying to simplify now and just kind of bring it back down to the skeleton crew and let us rebuild everything back up. And I feel very fortunate to have found these 2 because they're both super dedicated and they have a similar drive that I do, where it's just once we set our mind to it, you know, it's locked in and that's what we're going to do. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm mumbling about this right now.
No, that was great.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Figuring
point.
it out. A lot of people filter through, you know. I'm sure it's not just your band too. That's band life.
Yeah. Well, and so this was the thing too. When I started Red Sage about 8 years ago, the whole reason that I started Red Sage was because the band before that was like I don't know if you guys knew about Liberation before, but that was I had a band called Liberation. We were hip hop and reggae, and my homie Hurley used to rap under the name Mind State. He's the one that actually got me to start producing music and to start writing music. Like if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't even be where I'm at today. Like he convinced me to sit down and make hip hop beats for him. and we would just lock ourselves in my apartment. I would sit there and make an instrumental, and he'd literally be writing lyrics while I was building the instrumental, and I was just using a keyboard and a little 8-track studio recorder, and so he'd be listening along while I'm like building it layer by layer, and he'd be writing lyrics and spitting, and we probably wrote like 40 songs in a matter of a couple months.
Nice.
And ended up opening up for Twista. That was the first time I was ever on stage.
Nice.
And then we opened for Devin the Dudes
You guys
shortly
have
after
that in
that.
common. This guy did that too.
Yes, sir.
Devin the Dude, Twista.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
And sadly, some ICP dudes. And that was one of the weirdest shows I ever played. They smoke bombed our set so that everybody would go outside and then come back in for their set.
Wait. Hold on. Let's not go past that a little bit. So let's just tell us a story about that. Like, wait, what?
Yeah,
Smoke bombed your set.
Yeah, so this guy was like the producer of ICP's music, and I guess he like DJs for them when they're on tour. So it's just their DJ, and he brought like one or two other lyricists with them to rap on stage, and they had a whole gag box of like chains and masks and like the weirdest fucking stuff you can imagine.
Of course.
Sounds like a good time.
In the right context, I suppose, depending on where you're at. But when you're at a show and on stage, and then they're like down in the audience pulling this stuff out before you're even done, it's like something's going on down there. I don't really like it.
Where's this at?
We were at the Roxy in Denver.
Okay.
And and then probably we were like 3 or 4 songs from the end of our set, so they waited until we were like halfway through.
At least they let you guess.
Yeah. Well, their whole goal was like drive everybody out towards the end of their set so that they're forced to be outside for at least 20 minutes and then come back in when we're ready to go on.
What the fuck?
They stink bombed and smoke bombed it, so you just had like a nasty smell coming up onto the stage and smoke filling the room, and everybody's like running out coughing and choking and shit. And the venue didn't say anything. I was like, you're just going to let this happen? Security's just cool with this? And so we're on stage.
So you're just playing to like just smoke and stink?
Just mustered through it, yep.
Just mustered through it.
Was there anybody there? Anybody that stick around? Anyone?
There may be like the fucking 20 people that we brought ended up, they just like went to the back of the room and watched from back there. But yeah.
Whoa, I've never heard anything like that.
Yeah.
Wow. So like 3 songs or something. How long did you guys deal with that?
Well, we had a 45-minute set, I guess. So we probably it was like probably like the last 2 or 3 songs of our set.
Oh, like 15 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that's so rough.
Yeah.
What were you thinking at that point? Like just on stage playing to stink and smoke?
Dude, I don't even know, man. I was probably so nervous about just being on stage back then that I was barely even processing what was happening.
Yo, you mustered through it though.
Yeah.
Respect.
I was probably so focused on my keyboard that I didn't even I remember watching the thing unfold, watching the events unfold, but not really like processing what they're doing until smoke's filling the room, and then we're like, oh, these assholes.
You holding a grudge against ICP, or do you fuck with them?
No, I don't. I'm just not a grudge holding type of person as it is. I got tons of stories about other musicians and artists over the years, and it just is what it is. People are crazy, and the road is such a crazy lifestyle that I've learned not to really blame anybody for their faults, especially artists that are on the road for 10 hours at a time. Just like I was explaining, going to a venue, half of them don't even know what city they're in when they wake up because they don't even care to keep track of the schedule at a point, because it's like the manager does that. All I do is get on the bus. The bus driver drives me to where I go. I'm going to go and play in that city. And that's how a lot of artists operate. And when I got my own glimpse of that, being on tour for a couple weeks at a time here and there with my own band and other bands, it starts to feel that way. Like really just a few days in, you're like, what day of the week is it? Where are we going next? Like what city are we in? And then you're just like, I guess it really doesn't matter. Like we're just going to the next spot and we're just doing the thing, and we meet people and you just make the most of it. And for me, it's just about experience. Like I didn't start doing this to try to be famous or to, I don't know. I never had an agenda. I just love to make music. I love connecting with people, and I like the fact that I get to go and travel to do it and see new places, meet new people, hear about new experiences, hear different viewpoints from people. I don't know. I don't like to close my mind off to anything, so everything's fair game for me.
What about as a young guy coming in? First off, like going back a few, we were talking about you're the fourth drummer to come in. You're the fourth drummer to come in. So like, how does that make you feel, knowing that you fucking kind of fill in those shoes?
Well, watching these guys, you know what I mean, as I grew up watching them play, you know what I mean, it just like gave me a different drive, you know what I mean, to, you know what I mean, actually make my goal. So started playing with him, you know what I mean, and just watching everything unfold. Like when we played with Fortunate Youth, we just had all this like this fan base, I guess, you know what I mean, and it's just good from here, you know. So it feels pretty good. And then I was watching other artists play, you know what I mean. I don't really know how to explain it, honestly. It's just like it kind of just all unfolded on its own, you know what I mean? Because I do construction on the side too as well, so I'm constantly on the go, and then it just kind of happened. So we played in Wyoming. We only had like maybe 2 practices before the festival, and we were playing both days. So had those 2 practices, and then we just had to wing it, you know what I mean? He kept eye contact with me the whole time, you know what I mean? He kind of just helped me get through the show, you know what I mean? Like with the breakdowns and the songs and stuff. So we connected afterwards. Like he said, I was gonna play keys with him, you know what I mean? Because I play drums, piano, I play a little bit of everything.
Wow.
But drums is my main instrument, you know what I mean? That's where I could express myself the most, you know what I mean? But yeah, it just unfolded on its own, and we just started connecting together. And then we only had like maybe 1 practice before the Fortunate Youth show at the Black Sheep, and maybe like 1 or 2 practices.
No, we had at least 3 because
We were there.
yeah,
It was a great show.
I think
It was a great show.
There were 3
yeah.
with me, you and Nick, and then we had the one with Sam. So we had like 4.
Oh yeah, that's right, because we brought in the key player last minute.
Yeah.
And then- So, but in all honesty, it's been a good journey. You know what I mean? I'm still just starting out playing music. I just got back from California with my homies, Ghost Wave. Shout out to them. We were playing out there with Dread Kennedy and Long Beach and all them
Oh,
guys.
wow.
So
Ghost Wave. That sounds really familiar.
yeah, they're all from out here, Denver based.
What's like their most popular song? It's like
Well, actually, they played with the band called Project 432. They were pretty known out here.
Ghost Wave sounds
familiar to
yeah.
you.
Is it reggae or is it kind of like more electronic?
It's reggae, like
It's a little
hip hop.
electronic infused into it too.
Yeah, it's kind of trippy, honestly. But it's more dubby and like hip hop style.
That's fire.
Reggae. But yeah, like I said, man, it's been a good road. You know what I mean? I got so much more to go.
But you do have a lot ahead of you, you know.
Definitely.
There's so much road ahead of you at the end of the day. That's cool, man. I mean, you've gone far too, but same with you. You guys are doing the damn thing. It's inspirational for fellow artists, you know.
Definitely.
It's really cool.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Like people really don't understand. I mean, people think they're just playing music on the road, whatever, doing it. But like a lot of these artists, they still work full time. You know what I mean? It's crazy how like I'm learning how it all just works now. You know what I mean? So like I said, I do roofing full time. You know, but
What's the company? You want to shout them out?
Yeah, AAA Roofing.
Yeah, let's go.
Bro. So you know, but like in all reality, I just have a good work ethic in general. You know what I mean? I love to play music, and I just love the reggae community. You know what I mean? Everybody's welcoming and caring. You know what I mean? They're good people.
Most everybody.
Yeah, mostly.
Are you guys in relationships?
I've been single for about 2 years. I just I had about a gnarly 3-year run between 2 different women, and it ended up the one before the last one. I'm not gonna go into names.
He says the one before the last.
The one before the last one,
The XX.
stabbed me with a kitchen knife, and
wait.
And then I went from that to somehow a more manipulative person. And I was
where'd she stab you?
Honestly, it wasn't even, I should say she tried to stab me. She tried to stab me right here in my gut, but she sliced the tip of this finger off. Like I don't have any feeling in the tip of this finger anymore. And it like grazed my stomach right here.
You got a scar?
No, it just like it was literally just a small little fucking graze.
That's
like,
terrifying.
I got lucky, but the crazy part is I really shouldn't tell this on here, but I'm going to.
Yeah.
No names.
No names.
This was in Minecraft.
Only my closest friends know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, this is
She afterwards I kicked her out because obviously, you know, so what had happened was I caught her I found out she was cheating on me. And when I confronted her, she didn't know how to handle it. So her reaction was to deflect and to literally grab my kitchen knife off of the fucking countertop and swung it at me.
Oh my god, that's
true love right
extreme.
Yeah, dude, serrated, like
right
a
there.
serrated long fucking. It was a Cutco knife. I still remember the brand.
man.
Man, she got you with the Cutco.
Yeah, dude, it was like an $80 fucking kitchen knife, and the only reason I remember is because I was pissed because the cops had to take it for evidence afterwards.
Oh,
So I never got that knife back. That was what I was most upset about. But
oh my god.
I kick her out. She goes running down the street. She used to live in her van, and she would stay with me for extended periods of time. And she went running back to her van. 5 minutes later, I get a knock on the door. There's blood all over my kitchen, like literally, like it looks like a murder scene. It looked a million times worse than what I just described. Like my fingertips missing and the tiny little scratch here.
Yeah.
But there's blood everywhere in my kitchen. Like it literally looks like my liver
mostly from your
just got-
finger probably, too, huh?
Mostly from the finger, yeah.
Oh.
And
Oh my god.
I get a knock on the door, and I open the door, and there I see a pool of blood trailing down my stairs, and she's standing in front of my door. I live in a fourplex at the time, mind you, so there's neighbors above me, neighbors next door, neighbors in front, neighbors to the side, and then the landlord lives like right in front of my building, and he can see outside my window at any given time. And
Oh my god. Perfect setup.
When I open the door, she's holding her gut, and she looks me in the eye with blood dripping everywhere, like a scene from a horror movie, and she goes, "We're even now."
No.
And I said, "You need to get the fuck out of here." And I shut the door. She stabbed herself. And here's the fucked up part: is this girl was so smart, like she understood the human anatomy so much that she knew where to stab herself to miss her own vital organs. Because even the nurse told me when she came in, she was like, she somehow like stabbed herself in the perfect spot where she didn't puncture her stomach or her spleen or something like that. Like the way she entered the knife was so sophisticated that she like knew to miss her own organs.
And she just went for you. She was just trying to kill you.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And then she felt
This is
guilty
insane.
after, so she stabbed herself and came back to show me.
Is she in jail right now?
She was at the time. Here's the most fucked up part. My dumb ass tells the court, I don't want to press charges, or like, I don't want to pursue any of that type of stuff. And they're like, well, it's not even up to you at this point because this is like beyond that. and then eventually it came back and they were like, if you don't show up to the court, then that's the same as not pressing charges. So that's what I did, because I told them, I was like, I think she's just mentally ill. She needs to get some help. My dumb ass gives her a second chance after 2 weeks, so she spent a week in jail. Then the court mandated a week restraining order on her, and then after that week expired, I let her come out to one of my shows, and I was like, we could try to work things out, whatever.
You were crazy.
That pussy must have been.
Yeah, dog. Yo.
You cracked the code. You cracked the fucking code. And it was
that toxic
it was
shit.
poisonous. It was poisonous.
Oh my god. Wait, so back to you guys got back together, then she
But you were cheating on her the whole time, though.
No, she was cheating on me.
she cheated on
my bad. Oh, my bad.
This guy.
Okay.
He's the toxic one.
But my thought process was like, she's already broken the bond, so now I can do whatever I want.
Okay.
And if she still wants to, fuck around here and there, I'll entertain the idea.
Yeah,
And,
it was fire.
And then she got blackout drunk at our show at Ophelia's one night.
Oh, fuck.
And she almost ruined my relationship with that venue entirely. She was standing at the edge of the bar, shouting at the bartender by name for like an hour straight, just would not leave this dude alone.
Oh.
And then she ended up passing out in the bathroom, and I had to get some sweet old lady to go in there and find her. And she was like, there's a blonde girl in the middle of the bathroom with her pants around her ankles and vomit everywhere. And I was like, yeah, could you wake her up?
Like, that's my boo.
Yeah.
That's my baby girl.
My boo.
So I'm like, I had literally had to put her on my back and carry her out of the fucking venue.
God.
I had to tell the venue owner I'm sorry while she's like fucking draped over my shoulder. Itana, we played with Itana that night, and on the way out, Itana stopped me to give me a hug, so I had to put my drunk girlful to talk
Not
to
missing the
Itana
hug,
and give her a hug. then we get back to my place, and she starts shouting and screaming, making a scene, and she bit my fucking armpit, like latched onto it like a goddamn pit bull, and she wouldn't let go. And I happened to be on.
That's almost worse than getting stabbed.
I was on the dude. For real, because it's like, what do I do in this situation? I can't punch her. I can't like I can't throw her on the ground. So I'm just like, okay, put her in a fucking headlock and just hold on until she lets go.
No.
And I'm on the phone with her mom, like literally at this point, because I was trying to settle her down. So I had called her mom. It's like 3 a.m. and her mom's in fucking wherever, Wyoming, Wisconsin, whatever it is, Nebraska, and
they're all the same.
It's a lot, bro.
It's Nebraska. It was Nebraska.
They're all the same state.
Yeah, all 3 of them are the same. And I'm talking to her. I'm like, your daughter is biting me right now. And I was like, I'm gonna have to fucking call the cops if you. And literally, no sooner did I say that, a cop pulls up, because somebody else had already called the cops, and they had to like literally pry her off of my fucking arm. She didn't.
God.
She like barely broke the skin and shit, but.
I just imagine your neighbor like, she's biting his armpit now.
Yeah.
You guys might get here. Oh my God.
Yeah. So then a judge mandated that we didn't see each other for 6 months after that, and they mandated that I go to therapy. And
Oh shit.
yeah. And then that therapist warned me about the next relationship that I was already getting into. She was like, she sounds narcissistic and she sounds more manipulative than the girl you were just with. She was like, and if you're not careful, you're going to be in a worse situation.
Whoa.
And I didn't heed that warning. And lo and behold, a year later, I was in a worse situation.
Oh, do you want to speak about that one? I don't know if we could get crazier.
Well, no stabbings or anything.
That's
just
good. Okay.
Mostly just way more toxic behavior.
Just-
but lots of, I had different sizes of flower vases thrown at my head. One of them barely, like a giant one, barely missed my dome and fucking crashed into the neighbor's door. Just broken glass everywhere all over their fucking apartment.
Oh
And,
my God. Flower pots. Is she Link? Like what? Flower pots. What's good? Like
Super Smash Brothers or something?
that's terrible. Damn, bro.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Aaron? Are you single, bro?
Yeah, bro, it's complicated.
Oh, dang. Okay. Oh, we're leaving it short then.
He ain't seen it.
Complicated.
Damn.
But
I bet it's kind of hard, like traveling with your girlfriend, though.
definitely, man, it's
ashtray.
whatever, bro. Yeah, it's a lot. You're on the road, and you freaking meet different people. You know what I mean? So you got these different emotions, and it's a lot, bro.
Sometimes I'm horny. Sometimes
My man's all bricked up.
Those aren't emotions, bro.
Hey, bro.
That's called hormones.
But yeah, man, it's just good though. It's just I'm around good people,
Yeah.
That's all that matters. Around good people. I'm just here for a good time,
Damn. Here for a good time, not a long time.
Yes, sir.
Whatever. Whoever said that. Tupac said that.
Yes, sir.
I kind of don't want to get off. I don't want to get off the topic of dating on the road. What about Jordan? It seems like you're. Are you looking for a relationship on the road, or how does that go? You meet some nice women, or is it just kind of all work?
I guess it's situational. If you're asking if I've had flings on the road, yeah. If you're asking if I've pursued true love on the road, then not so much. There are a few women for sure that I've met. One of them out in Arizona. I'm not gonna shout her name out because I think she's in a relationship right now, but she know who she is.
Oh,
and she's a homie though, real cool girl. And there were moments where I was like, I could because she would come visit Colorado sometimes, and we would play in Arizona time to time, and just
in
as
Arizona.
So, yeah. My band would play. Not her.
I was like, wait.
you already knew he was.
So I was like, that sounds weird.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I know some cool girls out in Cali too, and Utah for sure. There have been a few women. I did for sure catch eyes for a woman in Salt Lake one time, and we played Reggae Rise Up Festival out there, and I remember fucking spilled my heart to this girl at the festival.
Oh,
and
man.
I straight up told her, I was like, I'll fucking wife you up right now. And
I love you.
Yeah, she was talking about moving to Colorado and all this and that, and then I don't know. Time passed, and we both just decided to pursue different things. But I don't know. I think I've just been, since the last relationship, I've just been super focused on mostly martial arts is what I've been spending a lot of my energy on for the last 2 years, but outside of music anyway. And that last relationship also ended because she couldn't deal with me getting attention at shows, like literally.
From these hoes.
Yeah. When we played with Still Pulse, that was one of the worst like letdowns for me because that was one of the biggest moments of my personal life. Like those are the guys that they're who I modeled my logo after. That's who made me really want to pursue reggae music. Those guys are easily one of the biggest influences,
huge inspiration
for me. So sharing the stage with them at Cervantes was like a real big deal for me. And she threw a fit after our set because I walked to the green room to grab my beer and 3 girls told me hello, and I didn't think to introduce all 3 of them to her, but she was standing on the opposite side of the venue. So I just happened to pass by these girls on the way to the green room.
That's my bitch.
To go grab both of our beers. Yeah. It's like
that's high school
She
stuff.
like wanted me to like walk each girl all the way over to her to come like say hello.
No,
so
just saying hi.
yeah, crazy shit.
Damn.
Wild.
Yeah. What I would think is that it's only going to get worse from here, and it's going to be harder to find relationships that are more meaningful. You kind of have to take someone up with you, is what I don't know, that's what I would think.
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard. Love on the road is hard, man. Especially if the girl like is like, she wants, really wants you too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She would go with you, or she would deal with the bullshit.
She's all trying to get pregnant on purpose and shit.
Yeah, bro.
Winston, you want to hit that? No,
Winston's not in.
Dave's bougie. He doesn't smoke flower. He just takes dabs. He just takes dabs.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
Yeah.
You didn't tell by the slides?
That actually makes perfect sense, yeah. If I would have looked at the slides first, I wouldn't have even asked.
Are you wearing those to the show tonight?
Concentrates only.
I don't have other shoes on me.
This guy's wearing those to the show tonight.
I love it.
That's gangster. At least they're Wu-Tang, though. I'll give you that. If they were like just straight up Crocs, I probably wouldn't talk to you right now.
Oh!
You'd be surprised. I'm actually wearing Crocs right now.
You've been talking to him for...
This has been good, guys.
He just dips because of the cross. That'd be great.
My coach is gonna disown me when I get back to Denver.
Damn.
Speaking of coaches, though, you like jiu-jitsu, right? Isn't it jiu-jitsu that you train?
Jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, Muay Thai.
Oh, you're doing it
boxing,
all.
Wrestling, a little bit of judo. Yeah.
Damn, when are we going to see you in the cage?
That's a good question. I'm going to start competing in jiu-jitsu at the beginning of 2023. My coach is actually looking for a solid match for me, or a tournament to enter in.
Right here,
typically
this is a solid match right here.
No, hell no, bro. You're going to choke me out. I ain't have no training. I got my black belt in karate when I was 12. Like, no. I'm going to get choked down,
He's
though.
all punching the boy. He's like, hi-ya.
Wait, stand still.
Yeah, exactly.
Ha!
Yeah.
Are you not intimidated by my high odds? Like, what about you, bro? You doing any sports or anything? Or you train too, or what?
Fuck no, man. I'm straight roofing and fucking. I used
man.
to skate, bro. I used to skate, but fuck, man, I can't skate. I can't
Oh, you
I
can't skate?
cruise, bro. But like, you get older, you know what I mean? That shit hurts.
Shut up,
Shit,
dude.
right.
Don't even say the older word. You haven't even earned that yet.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There you go.
This guy's like 55.
Yeah, dude. For real. We were just looking at my gray hairs before we came here. Like, what the fuck? And you're gonna
Yeah,
even...
literally. So is there gray hairs in there?
I'm all asking my mom, I'm all, do you see gray hairs in my fucking eyebrows right now?
Oh, no.
But yeah, man, I never really played sports. It's just always been music, man. Always been music and fucking roofing. That's it, bro. That's all I've been doing. It's construction and fucking,
Hell yeah.
never gets old.
For
Never
sure.
gets old.
When did you start growing your dreads out?
Ooh, I think 2019, May 9th. So I've had them for about maybe 4 years.
Wow, you marked the date of their birth?
Hell yeah, bro. Hell yeah. You
I
gotta
feel
know
like
when.
everybody with dreads knows the date.
Yeah, bro. You got to.
It's like a little fur baby.
Yeah, but these fuckers, man, they're a pain in the ass to deal with, man.
Are you kind of
Wait,
annoyed?
your hair or your band?
Bro, they're both. You gotta do a Jordan all the time. But nah, yeah, they're hard to maintain, you know what I mean? Especially when you like. So I drive 3 hours away from work. So I live in Springs and then I work in Fort Collins.
Oh,
Jesus
man.
Christ.
You are crazy, dude.
So yeah.
Every day?
Every day.
Stupid's the word, I think.
Yeah, there you go. But yeah, every day. But it's, you weigh out the pros and cons. Like I got a company truck, company car, and I can travel whenever
see
the
you.
fuck I want, and I still go back to the job. And I got, I mean, it's a stressful job, but it's worth it, it's worth it. But yeah, the drive, it fucking sucks, man. It's definitely causing my dreads to fall out. It's stressing me out, bro.
No, I think that's your diet.
Yeah.
What do you guys eat on the road?
Dr. Pepper and candy is not so great for hair health.
It's puro Mexican food, bro.
Puro Mexican.
Yeah, comida, bro. Yeah, we just fucking shit. This guy's the nutritionist, so he eats all healthy and shit.
Is it hard to eat healthy all the time?
Yeah, you can only do so much.
I was gonna say, I bet it's hard.
Definitely, I mean,
like
the bad shit's cheaper.
It is, man.
Like gas station food hits different. It hits different, bro.
Right.
But yeah, it's it's hard eating on the road too.
What are you getting at 7-Eleven? You got like $20.
Alright, like a Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, that was the first.
Bag of chips and fucking some maybe whatever hot food they got there.
Those wings, the shish kebabs.
Oh yeah,
steaks.
those bombs.
I
ain't a big fan of
meat
buffalo
sticks.
sauce, but like for those, they have like just the regular wings and shit. I'll get those or the pizzas.
Pizza smack.
Yeah, bro. Fucking all the cheese is all hard after like 12. What the fuck?
cheese is hard when they put it on there. It just like
This shit's good,
just
bro.
comes coagulated.
That shit's bomb. That shit's bomb.
It's disgusting.
What about you, Jordan? What are you eating typically?
At the gas station.
Yeah, and then like when you're
on the road and stuff.
on the road and at the gas station.
Yeah.
If I had to, if I'm trying, it depends on the situation once again. Cause like this weekend, for instance, right? Like I'm not being super strict on my diet. Obviously, it's like we're playing a festival. I'm gonna let go a little bit. I know me and this dude are gonna be driving like quite a bit. So I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna. But I still only let go so much. Like, hold on, I gotta hit this.
Yeah.
He's like, no
That's
cheese
all it
on that
is.
Big Mac.
He's like, do you guys have lettuce wraps?
It's just nuts and
So outside of this, I primarily eat meat, cheese, raw dairy. So meat, raw dairy, fruit,
Raw dairy.
and like some eggs and honey,
fucking know.
and that's about it. Yeah,
Raw milk.
yeah. Raw milk, raw cheese, raw. Like if I can find raw milk, yogurt, goat's milk yogurt, whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're like Liver King, bro.
yeah. I mean, that dude's got some good principles in what he teaches. He's just obviously a caricature of himself. And the dude's for sure shooting up. Like I don't give a fuck what anybody says. He's on Anabol fucking he's on something.
He's on
for
all
sure.
the juice.
Yeah.
I heard that shit makes you like sick. Eating raw milk on the road doesn't like make you sick.
No, we've been told you're gonna get me started on a fucking
Oh,
rabbit
here
hole
we
right
go.
now.
Get
So-
it.
So when I like
Demonetization. This one's demonetized now.
nutrition's been a big part of like my entire life because when I was like 7 years old, I watched my aunt Veronica. I was super close to her growing up, and in fact, she was like, and no disrespect to my other aunties, but she was my favorite auntie because she almost felt like a second mom. Like they would babysit me sometimes, and she was just super cool, easy to get along with, and one of the most sweet, caring women I've ever known in my life. And I only knew her until I was 7. She had breast cancer for most of that time that I knew her, and it would come and go. It would get better, get worse, and then when I was about 7 or 8, it started really rapidly attacking her, and she went on like a version of the Gerson therapy, which is basically mostly plant-based, and then some raw foods here and there. And coffee enemas is like a big part of it, but
What?
the main part is getting rid of processed foods for the start, like getting rid of processed sugars, processed seed oils. Seed oils is what's the biggest fucking factor in any metabolic issue that's going on in mostly in westernized civilizations. But so she was showing improvement when she started cutting all that shit out. And because she was so religious, my uncle was a pastor, her husband, and she just decided she wanted, the way she put it, she said it was her time to go serve the Lord. So she just kind of started eating everything back the way that she was and just let the cancer take her. And, we watched her go on her deathbed, and I just had the whole connection of nutrition and, health imprinted in my mind at such an early age that it was just always there for me. And, I ate like shit up until I was about 12 or 13 when I started to skateboard. And I was still eating McDonald's and shit at the time, but I started to become at least conscientious of what I was putting into my body, because I would notice a difference sometimes when I was skateboarding. I would notice how it would affect my day. So if it was like, if I just ate a bunch of bullshit in the morning, my skateboarding's going to get cut short today. And it's like, I'm going to have, 6 hours to go skate. I want to get the most out of that 6 hours while I can go. And
damn, skating for 6 hours is a long time.
I used to skate for like 8 to 10 hours most days, like
Jesus.
Just nonstop too. Like me and my friends would just get obsessed, and it would be like, how do we make this fucking trick work? And we would sit there and even discuss angles and stuff like that.
You know this guy Ramiro?
Yeah, Mizzy.
Yeah, that's my cousin.
No shit, Mizzy's your cousin?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I love Mizzy.
I thought you guys would know each other. He's an old skater too.
One of my favorite people.
He's like 65.
Yeah, he's at least 83 by now.
Shout out him. He's always here.
So,
Sounds like it's always been a part of your life.
Yeah, I mean, without, boring you guys with too much of the detail, I at this point, like, I've tried everything in the fucking book. I was vegan for 4 years, and that was the biggest fucking scam that's ever come to be. It completely destroyed my health. I was sickly looking. You know the way you always say you look sick. Yeah. That's how I felt. That's what everybody used to tell me all the time. No.
That's how I feel.
No, I'm not. But everybody used to be worried about me, like legit worried, and it would piss me off. But the thing that happens is your mental health starts to deteriorate on a vegan diet. There are like dozens and dozens and dozens of studies that show brain function impairment from like kids that are put on vegan diets. Like, they don't develop the same. They just literally their hormones will take a hit. Their bone structure doesn't develop the same, and their brain doesn't grow the same. It doesn't function the same. You see higher instances of anxiety, depression, suicide, irrational like anger outbursts and things like that. Like, all these things have been proven mostly by like Swiss studies and different studies over in like Nordic countries where they've looked at this real closely. And even things like birth defects are due to like a lack of omega-3s, something that you can only get from like fish and good grass-fed beef or well-raised eggs or something like that. And what's bizarre is for me to figure out to get to where I'm at, I had to look back to like how, and this is pretty much what Liver King talks about too, is like looking at how our ancestors ate. Like, if you really look back on how food history has developed, we were basically carnivores primarily. Like, your tribe was always trying to get the kill first. Yep. They were never like, I'm going to have a fucking salad today. It was like, how do we sustain ourselves for the longest period of time? We need to kill an animal. And so for like thousands of years, we always prioritized meat. Things like spinach or fucking lettuce or name a fucking vegetable, broccoli. Like, broccoli's a freak mutation from some different plants that we've somehow brought to be. Same with cauliflower.
I really like broccoli.
Yeah. All those things were only survival foods. Like, they were never essential for human beings to live. Those were all things that we used to look for when we didn't have enough meat to feed the whole tribe. And typically, you can even look at different situations, like the Mongols, for instance, are a great example of like Genghis Khan. They almost never ate vegetables, and they were the most dominant. And the other tribes that they would fight would say, these guys have energy beyond belief. We can't keep up with them. They fucking go for 8-10 hours a day in battle, and we're like done after 2 hours because they're eating gruel. The guys that are getting beaten by the Mongols are eating shit like rice and grains primarily, a little bit of meat here and there, and their bones are breaking faster. Their energy's dwindling faster. They can't keep up. Genghis Khan used to fucking eat raw liver. He used to fucking eat a shit ton of cheese and yogurt and fucking
rape a bunch of bitches.
And that too, sadly. Yeah. But they had stamina beyond belief, and they were built different. Their bones were denser. They were stronger. And there are several other examples of this throughout history where different tribes were way more dominant, way more. They just flourished more. They were more.
I believe you. I totally agree with everything you're saying. Fucking, I have a vegan friend that I'm gonna show this. I'm gonna be like, bro, look at this shit. Jordan from Red Sage talks about it, so you should do your own research on it and come to your own conclusion?
I started having seizures on a vegan diet.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And when I went to the doctor, she was like, because I was on a vegan diet, she goes, well, it sounds like you eat healthier than I do, so it's probably just stress. She didn't even know where to begin to look.
Wow.
And I've come to learn since that if you have things like green juice, like juicing, like people have those green fucking juices, the naked, whatever, with the spinach,
Those
and
are
like they are tasty. That shit can cause liver failure.
Damn.
So can carrot juice.
What the
I used to
fuck?
drink carrot juice like a madman. I used to drink green juice like a madman. And my kidneys used to hurt. My liver would hurt. I would literally have like these fucking wild aches that would just put me on the floor.
Damn.
And then at a point that those grew into me having full-blown seizures. And what was happening was my brain was starting to shut down. I wasn't getting enough B12 to support my nervous system or creatine for my brain. And when I had my first piece of meat, actually my brother made me bone broth from turkey on one Thanksgiving, and he was like, you just need to drink this, because I was feeling sick. I had a seizure while I was with my family on that Thanksgiving morning.
Oh my God.
And I woke up and I went and told my mom. That was like the 7th time I had a seizure, and that was like a really bad one, because but any time before that I had somebody with me. That was the first time I didn't have somebody with me, and I was stuck on the floor trying to scream, and I couldn't get a noise to come out of me. Like my entire body was just shut down, but I was aware, like I was awake.
And you were like shaking and shit?
I was convulsing on the ground, just in a full-on stiff position.
Jesus
Couldn't
Christ.
move a limb. Couldn't fucking move my mouth. I was like almost paralyzed. And any time before that had happened, I was usually with the girl, and what they would do, I would usually tell them, if this happens to me, blow weed into my mouth, because that was the only thing that would fucking stop. So they would just take a big rip, blow it straight into my mouth, hold my mouth closed for a second, and I would start to calm down, and then I could climb up onto the fucking bed or something. And so the last time it happened, I went upstairs, and my brother was like, just try some bone broth. And he sat and cooked these bones down for hours and hours, and when I drank it, it was like a fucking light switch turned on. I felt the energy just fucking coursing through my veins. It felt like I had just done a fucking drug, like I had just taken Adderall or something. All of a sudden, I could think again. My vision felt brighter, felt sharper. Like my heart was like starting to smooth out on the heartbeat again. Everything just. It was an angering moment, because I realized what I had done to my body for 4 years in that instance.
Damn.
And then I had pork a few days later, and that was even more intense. Like, just all of a sudden I was smiling again. I was like fucking not pissed off at the world. And
Wow.
yeah.
Damn, that's crazy.
That's very crazy. You eat. You don't give a fuck about what you eat. You be eating candy.
Here's all the, yeah, how you gonna follow this up?
This guy's just talking shit.
I mean, I guess you should eat. You should probably eat more stuff, is what you're saying. I mean, more meat and stuff.
Like a
but
more balanced
Definitely.
diet.
Yeah,
Like,
more
shit, man.
balanced
I
diet.
like my vegetables.
More Taco Bell.
Most of the studies that tell us not to eat that type of stuff, like meat or dairy, are paid for by canola companies, canola oil companies, soybean oil companies, sugar industry, even pharmaceutical companies have paid for studies to show that, tell doctors to make red meat look like the problem, because they have money invested in some other company. Yeah.
It's all politics, business politics.
Like,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, I've tried
Fuck.
to eat healthy and shit. You know, I got stomach problems. My stomach fucking hurts all the time. But so I've tried to eat healthy and shit. But like that shit never works.
How many Cheetos are you eating on a daily basis?
Shit.
Like
I
on a
have
weekly
bags,
basis?
At least 30.
Like 3 probably.
Like a bag. Like how many bags like a week?
like fucking 3. Fuck,
3 bags of Cheetos a week.
You're making the man think about his Cheeto intake right now?
Yeah, man. I drink a lot of pop. That's a bad thing.
Oh, it's the soda for you. How many pops a day?
Shit, bro.
Oh shit.
I'm going there, bro.
Oh, you ain't going there?
Nah, maybe like at least 3 shit. You know, each meal.
Oh, okay, yeah, like
Yeah.
each meal you have one
Yeah.
meal.
What's your go-to soda?
Dr. Pepper, right?
It was Sprite for a long time. It was Sprite.
Hey,
but,
Sprite smacking.
But now it's Dr. Pepper.
Pubs.
I was like,
Pubs root beer.
yeah, root beer too. That shit. Cream
Dude, me,
soda.
and my dad used to put down a 12-pack of cans and a 2-liter soda for dinner like in a day between the two of us. We would catch a whole
pop,
12
bro?
pack in a day.
What kind of pop?
Dr. Pepper was my go-to growing up,
Yeah.
but he would usually have like 6 different varieties behind the bar growing up.
Jesus Christ.
Y'all some soda drinkers.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
we were. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. I want to. Are you guys pressed for time? It's 3:20. Are we good?
What time do we gotta be there for?
Yeah, we're good.
All right,
we
we got
keep going for a little bit.
A few more questions. You guys think of any questions in back there?
You guys were gonna ask about fucking.
I just went on about nutrition for half an hour.
Yeah, I know, but honestly, it was good talk. It's good. It's good to hear. You know, I do have one, and I know what you were gonna bring up is opening for Bon Jovi.
Oh, yeah.
You might have not been there, right? No, that was
that was a
before
while
you.
back.
That was a few years ago, right? 2018.
Yeah,
in
2018.
Texas, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. So how was that? Tell us a story about that, man.
Oh, dude, where do I begin with that one?
Bon Jovi.
Yeah, so first of all, shout out to Soul Trap. I got no bad blood with those guys. Things went awry with us
What's their name?
on the tour. Soul Trap.
Soul Trap.
Yeah, I'm still super close with Paul, with their drummer. In fact, me and him both quit on the tour after the Bon Jovi show, but
You got to make the Bon Jovi show.
that was the first, like, that was before they even asked me to go on the tour.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But I had filled in with this band one time in Colorado when they came through on a tour, and they just needed a keyboard player for their Colorado run. So I played like 4 shows with them without knowing any of their music, and just had to get up. And me and Paul just kept contact the whole time, and I was just watching them for changes and shit. So, they knew that I was able to pick things up pretty quick. So their keyboard player quit, and like right before this tour was supposed to happen. So first they called me and they were like, "Hey, if we can't find somebody, would you want to go on this tour with us in a couple weeks? It's going to be like a month and a half. We're going all over the country." They sent me the list of dates. I was like, "Yeah, I'll quit my job right now." And
Nice.
so I went and told my boss basically I had 3 weeks left, and then they called me like right back, and it was Paul, the drummer, and he's like, "Hey, could you be down here next week?" Actually, he's like, "We just got asked to open up for Bon Jovi," and I'm like,
Whoa.
I'm like, okay, tell my boss I'm quitting whatever Monday, before I drive
Yeah,
out there.
bye.
Yeah, so that's what I told him. I was like, actually, it's gonna be like 4 days notice now, and
For Bon, you told him because I'm opening for Bon
yeah,
Jovi.
yeah. Everybody was like stoked about it. So I ended up driving down there. It's 14 hours to San Antonio. I was like eating acid to keep myself awake on that drive.
Fire.
And yeah,
Allegedly.
yeah. whatever. I mean, yeah.
Am I correct?
What I meant to say was, no. Anyway, so yeah, I got there, and we had. It was like a 35 or 40 minute set, and we had a day to rehearse. And then what I didn't expect was that they were going to ask me to start the show by myself on the stage in front of 19,000 people.
Whoa.
And
all
you're
alone.
coming down from a bunch of acid.
Well, the
That was
drive
the
down.
Trip. Yeah, that was the trip.
And then the second day I was there was all just rehearsal, and then the third day was the show,
okay.
which I also did eat some acid before the show, so yes.
Fire.
But yeah. So anyway,
So you had to start the show by yourself.
yeah, so I have like a mixer pad that's got samples on it, and I start the sample, and then at a certain point of the sample, we're playing what's essentially the intro riff from Boondocks. I don't know if any of you guys watch that cartoon.
Boondock Saints?
But the like,
No.
the dun, dun,
The
dun,
black
dun, 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 whatever that line is from that
the
cartoon.
Boondocks.
The singer had taken that riff and kind of messed with it a little bit, so it was like a variation of that riff, but it was inspired by the Boondocks. So I'm basically playing this intro with the sample going that's just got like police sirens and this whole build up going, and as the thing's building up, I keep playing through this riff, and then the band comes out like a minute later, and it was so intense because, well, first of all, let me back up. First of all, we almost miss the load-in time. This is a whole different situation. They've got bomb sniffing dogs. They got like fucking federal agents there to secure the premises. There was just a bomb that went off in fucking Dallas like an hour or so away, whatever it was.
We're dodging bombs.
And then a car exploded on the fucking highway, like on our way there. Like we just see this car in flames
What
and
the fuck?
smoke.
It
Fucking
was like a movie, bro.
Dude, I'm not like no joke at all. And we're like pressed for time. We realize that like we have to be into the gate by 1 1 o'clock.
The car just goes off. You're
And
like,
dude, they told us if you don't get here before 1 on the dot, you're not playing the show. And it's like 12:57, and we're like still blocks away from the lot. And somehow, some way, we pull in, and everything just opens up like right at 12:59, and we just cut to the fucking gate. So clock strikes 1 o'clock, and we call the lady, and she's like, if you would have been 5 minutes later, like this thing would not have been happening. And we were just like, shit. Okay, so we get in, and like I said, we get back there, and there's fucking bomb sniffing dogs. We got to walk by the agents, or checking all our gear out and shit. And one of the most insane experiences ever. Phil X, his guitar player, came up and was just chopping it up with us for a bit before, like it was nothing, I mean, it was like really cool. But we got this catering experience where it was like all the stuff that they had requested. So
spread.
They just had like full flanks of salmon, like this fucking big, just roasted out with like fresh orange slices on top and all these herbs and stuff, and then like stuffed chickens and like quail, and there's fucking like roast beef over here, and there's a whole assortment of like 30 different cheeses and breads, all the fucking fruit you could want, a juicing station with the fruit, every type of milk. Like those motherfuckers like wanted one of every milk. Like who does that? Like on my rider.
That's skim?
You're like so bored. You must be so bored as like one of the biggest artists in the world that you just go, give me one of everything. I don't know. Like I don't know what I'm gonna want when I get there in a week, to San Antonio on the rider. Let me just put one of everything, and I'll make up my mind when I get there. That's all I could assume that was going on, because they had one of every cake too. Like there's a carrot cake, there's a chocolate cake, there's a vanilla cake, there's a fucking, it's like
of course
you got 5 members in the band and whatever, a staff of 20 on tour with them. Like how many cakes do you need every night? So anyway, I ate my face off. And then we got interviewed by Univision down there, and like 3 other television stations that were local, and every single one of them asked me, what does it feel like to be representing your home state of Texas and your home city of San Antonio? And I was just like, every single one of them, I was like, I'm actually from Colorado. And they like asked me first, so then they're like, okay, next person. Like,
They did not air that.
I don't. I was on the
Didn't even know.
Univision for sure. Somebody sent me the recording of that, but I don't think I was on any of the other ones. And then so anyway, the guy comes, he announces us. It was crazy when we were doing our sound check, because the stage is retractable. So we're like, when we got there, the stage was in the middle of the arena, and while we're setting all our gear up and we're starting to plug in, the stage just starts moving, and they're pushing it all the way back to the other side. And like while we're doing sound check, we're just on a moving stage.
That's badass.
That is badass.
Sick.
Yeah.
And then the guy comes up, he introduces us, he's like, Soul Tribe. And this was why I thought it was funny, is because he says Soul Tribe and the arena's going crazy. I'm the only one that's not actually in the band, and I'm the only one that walks out for the first 2 minutes.
They were so confused.
Well, I don't think any of them really
of course,
knew.
you're just opening for Bon Jovi.
Yeah, but it was just like the silliness of the situation that I'm the only one not from Texas. This was supposed to be a Texas local competition to find a Texas local band, and I'm up there by myself taking all this applause in alone. And it felt like, I keep describing it to people as like that moment in Selena when she first walks out into the bullpen, and it's all dark in the fucking stadium, and you could just see like a few lights here and there. That's what it felt like.
Damn.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And then you murdered it.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, and then 40 minutes went by in the blink of an eye, and it was all done.
Wow.
Fuck. How old were you when that happened?
It was 4 years ago, so I was 28. Yeah.
Wow. That is so awesome. That sounds... I couldn't even imagine that feeling.
I can't either.
I got you, bro.
I don't know. Like, I like legitimately, I think people think I joke when I'm telling them. Like, I don't know. I still don't know what the experience was. Like, it doesn't make sense to me, because I didn't work my way up to that level. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I had that journey of like grinding out for years and years to earn a spot in an arena in front of 20,000 fucking people, sold out, then it might have made sense to like see that progression. But to be only 6 years into my music career and then to get that opportunity, it just didn't make any sense. And the entire time I was on there, I was like, what am I doing here? Like, why am I here? How did this happen? Yeah. You know, obviously grateful for it and for the experience, for the moment. I don't think I got to appreciate it for what it was, though, because the whole time I'm just like kind of flying by the seat of my pants and like trying to comprehend what the fuck is life.
Yeah. What about I got a guess kind of a question that relates to it. What about the way people treat you like after that happens? Do you feel like people treat you differently?
I'm glad that time has passed to the point where people are no longer going, hey, you're that guy that opened for Bon Jovi. Mm-hmm. Like that's what I got for about a year and a half, almost 2 years after that.
Wow.
And it just like I don't want to be recognized for that. Like, it's cool that it happened. I like that people recognize that I did it, and it does put a certain like, you know, check mark on my resume or whatever that lets people know that I can handle pressure, or that I can rise to the occasion, or that whatever. So for me, I like that it puts a little stamp of approval, I guess, on my music career, but I didn't like that some people, it felt like, were equating my entire music career to that moment. And it's like, I haven't even begun to do what I want to do. We're now starting to like break through the mold into this kind of upper level of what this, at least the reggae scene, has to offer. I envision that we can somehow even bypass that if we really wanted to. You know, like Stick Figures at this like level where they're headlining Red Rocks on the regular, you know, 2 nights a year now, which is cool, but I don't know if those guys will ever be playing in a 20,000 plus arena, you know what I'm saying? Like, they might be at a festival or something like that, but to do it consistently night after night, like, I think that's what most people would aspire to if you're like really trying to get to that upper level. And what I want to do is try to figure out how to make that happen with our music. It's just, I know we're still years away from that, you know? It's a slow crawl. It's not a race. It's inch by inch and day by day. So that's just how I take it. But as far as the experience goes, you know, I'm super grateful that happened. It gave me a lot of confidence moving forward to just kind of look at any other musical like situation and just be like, this is whatever now, you know, I can just have fun at any given moment now. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm in front of 500 people, 2,000 people, the moment doesn't get to me anymore because I've been there and I've done that now. Now I can have fun while I'm on stage because there's no nerves involved. There's no like second guessing my ability or, you know, if I can handle the weight of the moment. It's just, how do I give this crowd the best possible fucking experience that I can while I'm up here for this time?
Mm. Wow.
I like that.
Aaron, you know, I feel like you kind of coming into you're kind of the lead. You're the leader.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, how do you feel like kind of, is he a good leader? Do you feel like you're in a good path to do what he plans to do?
Fuck no, I'm just kidding. Yeah, you know, it's you know, with our rehearsals and stuff, it's very just straightforward. You know what I mean? We have a good schedule. There's good communication. That's key. Communication is key. Because I've been with bands, there's just no communications, and then we play in a 3-piece band. So that's, especially with the reggae, you know what I mean? There's a lot of, like, with the keyboard player that just fills in the whole song, you know. But this is the best 3-piece band I've ever played with, you know, and we sound good. So it's a lot, man. But it's been a good journey with these guys. We got a lot to learn, you know what I mean, a lot to grow from, and got a lot more memories to go from, you know, make. So it's been good vibes, bro. Good vibes.
You guys, hey, how close are you guys? You guys call each other bro yet, brothers? You guys just like friends still?
No, yeah, we've known each other for a while.
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah. We didn't necessarily hang out a lot before he came into the band, but I think we had like an instant connection when he came in. We already kind of knew each other on some level, mostly just from being at the same shows for years and years.
Saying what's up to each other, that's it.
Yeah, but I think for sure, part of it is us both being from Pueblo. There's already some sort of a bond,
Right.
being from Pueblo that other people
course.
are never going to understand. Because everybody talks shit on Pueblo, but for us,
Everybody.
it's like, we're allowed to talk shit on Pueblo. We're from here, you know what I'm saying? But still, at the end of the day, it's like, this is my hometown, and I love people here. Like, the people here will make this sound dope.
Yeah.
And regardless of who you are, there is some fucking bond that we all carry. And I think we both speak that language, so it made it easy for us to kind of adapt while we were on the road. And yeah, I don't know. I think about this. I think about you like a little brother, like, to be honest. And so for me, it was like, how do I?
You guys ever hugged?
Yeah. I hugged him twice today. What are you talking about?
Would y'all Eiffel Tower together?
We talked about it,
H-clap?
actually.
He's in a relationship.
I was like, I told him just no eye contact, as long as there's no eye contact and my nuts aren't touching anything they're not supposed to, I'm good.
All right. We got a few more minutes. I want to get into what the people really want to know. When's the album coming out? What's it called?
Well, I got 4 songs that are from actually before these guys even came in that I need to get finished right now and get them out. And I've actually been debating if I want to release all 4 of them with the single that I just put out called "Darling I Do." I might just put them all together and just release it as a small EP, or I'm going to do every 2 months and just release some singles so that the 3 of us and whoever the new keyboard is going to be can go and record a whole new album, so that by the time those singles all drop, we'll have some new music to start dropping. That's I think probably the better way to do it. So hopefully what I'm aiming for right now is, like, by the end of October is to have hopefully Reverie. I think if we can get that one done, I might have to rush it out, which I don't want to do, but I would love to release it before Halloween because it's kind of a little bit of a darker vibe to it. So I feel like it would be fitting for Halloween. It's about DMT. It's about
shout out,
talking to aliens.
Dimitri.
Yeah.
Dimitri.
Yeah.
I like it. So check out their single out now, "Darling I Do," right?
Yes, sir.
You can check that out everywhere, guys. Yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
All right. Ricky, you want to end it with anything?
No. I mean, we're gonna have to talk about the DMT talk a little bit more later, maybe. You know what I mean?
Maybe we could talk about it tonight. I have some. No, I'm just kidding.
But we'll be back at Brews on the 15th of October.
15th, yeah.
So
You guys will come back here, hopefully the 15th
for
too.
sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come back, guys. Seriously,
we'll
that'd be
have
cool.
Nick with us, so we'll have the full Red Sage band.
Hell yeah.
Hopefully we'll have a key player by then. Fuck.
We could change the dynamic. We could bring more people in. We typically have like a show dynamic where we'll just be like bullshitting and just doing whatever,
Having
smoking way more
fun,
weed.
smoking more.
Yeah.
Just talking about bullshit.
Totally down
Exactly.
for that.
Bullshit. Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for your time. Fucking, you guys want to shout out yourselves to the camera?
Drop all your dates
Yeah,
too.
drop all your social medias. All that.
Tomorrow, obviously. Wait, is this live
This-
or is
no,
this
it's
like...
gonna be dropped after your show.
Oh, okay, yeah. So then we just got done playing with Fortunate Youth after you've heard this. But anyway, right now we have October 12th with Through the Roots in Durango. October 14th with Through the Roots in Denver at the Marquee. And the 15th of October we will be at Brews Ale House here in Pueblo. I feel like I'll be safe to disclose this in a week if that's when this releases.
Wednesday.
But we are potentially being added to New Year's Eve with Fortunate Youth at Cervantes up in Denver as well.
Nice.
So,
Stupid amount of ads for that show.
word. Hell
Lots
yeah.
of ads.
Oh, I'd love to see you guys on that one.
Word. Yeah. Me too.
right.
Show tonight. Right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah, we're
we're
gonna
gonna
be
go
there.
interview Cashed Out in like 3 hours.
Cool.
Oh yeah, loading, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Fucking.
Hell yeah.
Nice, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Of course, guys. Thanks for coming. Did you guys share your social medias? I don't know if they.
Facebook at Red Sage Music, Instagram at Red Sage Music, Twitter at Red Sage Music. I don't update that enough, but I do sometimes, so follow us there too. And then www.redsagemusic.com. I think I have an email list set up on there, so if you guys do go there, please sign up for our email list so that I can start keeping track of cities that we go to and give venues something so that they know that we got some fans, because I hear that that's the best way to do it.
It's the Kevin Hart way.
Like an
Yes.
email, like an email list.
Yep,
Yeah.
That's a good way. That's
for sure.
Email's the way to go.
Oh yeah.
Definitely.
Aaron, can we get your social medias where they can find you?
Yeah, the OG Roots on Instagram, OG Roots Vibe _719.
Boom.
Bow. You know Ricky. Follow him everywhere.
Follow me everywhere, guys.
All right, guys. Street Champs. Follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Red Sage. Thanks so much, guys. Stoked for tonight.
Thank you, guys.
All right. Peace.